welcome to the second episode of Above the Net, where we touch on everything in the realm of MHSAA girls volleyball. I'm your host, Genna Rose, and we are now joined by our state champs volleyball analyst, Vince Muscat. He was so good last week, we decided to keep him on the show for the remainder of the season. Vince, thank you so much for staying with us.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I love everything about what you guys are doing with the show, and it's a pleasure to be a part of the team.
It's definitely going to be spontaneous moving forward. We want to be your one-stop shop for everything volleyball. We're brought to you by Lord's Technological University, where LTU wants you to become a Blue Devil. Academic and athletic scholarships are now available. In today's episode, we recap KLAA crossover action, an insane Traverse City rivalry, and the Northview mini invite, and introduce you to the second-year head coach from Hudsonville. Let's go to the action that state champs covered during the week. On Tuesday night, we had a KLAA crossover matchup between Northville and Livonia Churchill. The Mustangs would go on to sweep Churchill in 3 sets. Vince, what's your thoughts on Northville heading into the season?
Yeah, Northville is generally a strong program throughout the year. They got first-year coach Sarah Lindstrom, who is a great coach, cares a lot about her kids, and is going to bring a new dynamic to the team. In terms of some players, I think Abby Rex stands out right away. She's a former middle hitter that moved to the outside this year. She's their best hitter, so I think Sarah made a smart decision in moving her to the outside because that's where most of the balls go. They also have a tremendous defense. They have 4 defensive players who could probably play libero at any school. Jess Mondragon, she's a senior. They have junior Taryn Rice and 2 sophomores, Ashley Naw and Greta McKee. So Sarah Lindstrom, I've talked to Coach Sarah, and she said this is the best defensive team she's ever coached.
Those are certainly going to be some key elements for that squad moving forward. Now we head to the Northern Michigan for a rivalry matchup between Traverse City West and Traverse City Central. After falling in the first set to Central, West would rally back to take the next 3 as the Titans went on to beat their rivals from Central.
Whenever you got a rivalry match, it's going to be competitive. You can always go into it thinking you're going to get the best from that team, and I think that's what happened with Traverse City Central and Traverse City West. Both programs are very good programs, and coaches have high expectations this year for both those teams.
Now we are on the west side of the state for the Grand Rapids Northview mini invite. 5 schools competing with the host school Northview, Byron Center, Grand Rapids South Christian, Lowell, and Hudsonville. Vince, Lowell has been in the last 2 Division I finals, and Hudsonville is ranked 2nd in the state right now. And you also have South Christian in the top 10 in Division II.
Yeah, Jordan Drake over at Lowell has done an amazing job over the past, I think, 3 or 4 years that he's been a part of the program. He lost Miss Volleyball candidate last year, Genna Rietsma, but he's got a ton of talent around him, and he's a perennial top 20 program that he's built over there. Hudsonville, number 2 in the state, loaded at the net, some great defense, and they're going to be tough, and they're in probably arguably the toughest conference in the state in the OK Red. So that try is going to be exciting. That conference all season long is going to be a very exciting conference to watch.
Now we're joined by Hudsonville's second-year head coach Stephanie Chenlow, who made her way to man the program after spending some time playing volleyball at Aquinas. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on Above the Net.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You know, you told me before the interview started that you came in during a funky time during COVID-19 to this position. Walk us through that experience.
For sure. Taking over in quarantine was definitely crazy. There were times where events would change multiple times just in one day, and we just had to take it day by day. Looking back, I mean, we were lucky to still be playing considering all the times that we were in, but it's definitely been a lot more fun this year to be back in the gym the whole time for the fall and be able to do some of those team bonding activities and things we missed out on last year.
Absolutely, and that team bonding is certainly paying off. Right now, Hudsonville is ranked 2nd in the state. Walk us through why that team is so critical and so able to produce at this moment.
Yeah, we've been successful so far. I mean, it's still early in the season. We have a lot of work we want to do. We're not where we want to be yet. But we've hit some success. I think the girls are really, really thankful to be in a gym and kind of have that hunger to continue to compete, knowing we lost out on the beginning part of the season last year with COVID. And I think that my 5 seniors have had a huge impact on the team. Just to name them off, Carlina Bender leads our defense. She's been playing high level at varsity for a couple years, and Emily Murphy and Ava Joldersma on the outside, and then we've got Leah Rogers and Olivia Howlett in the middle. And just together, that group of seniors has just been so awesome for us, leadership-wise, just on the court, doing things, getting the team together after school, team dinners, things like that. Just the chemistry of the team has really helped this year.
You certainly have an impressive resume to back up your position. What first drew you to Hudsonville when you saw the position was open?
Yeah, I'm actually a West Michigan local girl, so I grew up around here. My mom taught in Hudsonville for 31 years, and I'm following suit. This is my second year teaching in Hudsonville, so it's a very quickly growing city, one of the fastest in the state of Michigan, but it has that small town feel that I just absolutely love. So I'm very thankful to work and coach here, and it really does feel like home.
And from what we've seen out on the court and just hearing from this interview, we know that your team has a strong sense of chemistry and that they're hardworking. Tell us one more thing that you'd want people at home to know about your team if they haven't watched them play yet.
One thing I want them to know about our team is we are successful on the court, yes, and they put in hours and hours of hard work for that. But the side that kind of those viewers and fans don't really get to see is just how awesome these girls are off the court. Our girls are awesome in class. They work jobs, they have all these things going on in their life, and we're really trying to prepare them for post-high school life, whether that be playing college volleyball, going to school, going right into the workforce. These girls are awesome people. So not only are they excellent athletes, but they're just people skills, and when they leave high school and when they leave Hudsonville, they're going to be awesome members of the community, and we're really proud of that.
To hear more of this interview, you can check out the podcast Above the Net anywhere you like to stream your podcast. Thank you again, Coach.
Thank you.
This program is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Officials are in need and invite you to check out Being an Official. Great part-time pay, stay in the game, we have shortage. Go to MHSAA.com for details. Help wanted, just whistle. We have plenty of girls volleyball action going down in the state of Michigan, and one of the bigger tournaments on the horizon is down in Bedford.
Yeah, Bedford hosts an early season tournament every year, usually the Friday before Labor Day weekend, just to kind of kick off the school season. There's some great teams there, a lot of great teams from Division I all the way down to Division IV. Some teams that are highlighted in that tournament is Skyline. They have probably one of the best players in the state, one of the best hitters who's going to Nebraska, Harper Murray. She's unbelievable to watch, a high flyer, great back row skill, and whenever you got a player who is one of the best players in the state, she can carry a team. So she's going to make the Skyline team very dangerous this year, and they're number 3 in MIVCA and in the Prep Dig rankings. We also have SMCC, Division III perennial powerhouse. They lost a lot of seniors last year, but they have a good core group of kids who've had a lot of experience, and they really have some freshman athletes who are going to make a big impact for them. They start the year at number 2 in MIVCA and number 1 in the Prep Dig rankings. Another perennial Division IV powerhouse is Battle Creek St. Philip. Every year they bring a Division IV threat to win the state championship, and I think head coach Vicki Grote is going to do that this year with that team, and they are number 2 in the rankings this year. Other teams in the tournament this year, Bronson, who's a Division III powerhouse, who's won several state championships in the past. A new up-and-coming with a great coach in Trent Smiley, West Michigan Christian. They're number 1 in MIVCA, and he's got some high-flying kids, and we're looking forward to watching them play down there. I'll be down there to cover it, and looking forward to seeing some good volleyball.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Above the Net. Again, huge thank you to Hudsonville head coach Stephanie Chinlow for joining us on today's show. For Vince Muscat, I'm Genna Rose. We'll see you next week here on Above the Net. State Champs Above the Net is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers 24 varsity sports, including women's volleyball, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Above the Net is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. And the Michigan Army National Guard, proud sponsor of the MHSAA.